Wes Anderson would be a miserable architect. Let me explain why. The man truly is a genius. He's easily one of my favorite directors out there. And one of the reasons I love his work is because of his sets, his designs, his architecture.
I think the first thing I wanted to do when I was a kid was to be an architect.
He creates worlds that leave you in awe of their design. I mean, look at each and every frame. And because he does such a great job, I genuinely believe Wes Anderson could never be an architect. Or if he were one, he would be miserable. I know, it sounds weird, and trust me, I have thought a lot about this. It took me weeks to articulate it perfectly, but maybe by the end of this video, I will be able to convince you that Wes Anderson could never take up architecture.
The plot thickens, as they say. Why, by the way? Is it a soup metaphor?
I don't know.
The worlds of Wes Anderson appear so fantastic and crazy. Whether it is the Grand Budapest Hotel or the Royal Tenenbaums or even the latest Asteroid City, the sets, the decor, the staging, it's too perfect, too aesthetic to the level of unbelievable. But why does he build worlds this way? The answer to that perhaps lies in his childhood. As a young boy, Wes admired the worlds created by Roald Dahl in his stories. Dahl, for the unversed, was a British author known for his fantastic and playful stories and characters. Perhaps you have heard of one of his works. It's something Chocolate Factory.
Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
Yup, the delightful, fantastic and mind-bending world of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was created by Roald Dahl. He wrote stories for children, but his themes were always unsentimental, macabre, often darkly comical, featuring villainous adult enemies of the children characters. And if you think about it, you can now understand the worlds of Wes, the stories he spins, the character he develops. It is a lot like the fantastic worlds of Roald Dahl. But wait, how does this prove he would be a miserable architect? Well, understanding this early inspiration is a big piece of the puzzle. The sets created by Wes are detailed and planned thoroughly. This is most evident in one of his most architectural and critically acclaimed films till date, The Grand Budapest Hotel. The hotel, which is the central topic of the film, is this pink and cream manor located on a mountaintop, accessible by a train. By the way, if this looks too good to be true, it is. It's actually a model which they shot with. And I think here is where the genius of Wes lies. Crafting a hotel that changes in architectural styles because of the social and political conditions is a brilliant piece of detail. He not only changes the facade design and the look of the interiors, he even changes the functionality of the spaces inside. For each of the timelines, the hotel gets a complete makeover. In many ways, the hotel itself, its decor, its planning, its staging is as much a character in the film as any other. And it's not just the hotel. The different buildings, the prison, the monastery, the whole world is magical. We know it's too beautiful to actually exist. Yet Wes takes us in deep, making us live through this world of his. And this is exactly where filmmakers or storytellers and architects differ. In the world of stories, the storytellers have complete control over the design of the world. They don't design buildings or cities in isolation. They're always in tandem. And that is why these magical worlds are so appealing. Because everything here fits. Everything is crafted. Everything is possible. Think of the magical worlds created by Roald Dahl. It was too fantastic. I mean, there was a freaking river of chocolate. Wes doesn't go this far from realism in his approach, but he does create a complete world of his own that runs by his rules, his aesthetics. Even when two spaces are so different from each other, there is some order that binds them together because the design of this world has been crafted. It's all made up. And yes, architects get to craft spaces and make them belong to the world, but they can never create a world of their own. This was a lesson learned by the modernists. Each of them dreamed of a utopia, spaces and people that go in tandem with their design sensibilities. They wanted to create a brand new world order free from the past, a world of logic and reason, free of customs and foundations, a truly globalized society. But history is a witness to most of these urban experiments being a failure. They learned the hard way that you do not get to design your own world just because you're unhappy with the one present. You slowly work towards crafting the world that you desire, making compromises along the way. However, you have to live with the fact that you can only create a space in this world, and you will never have much control over it once it's done. And this is my first reason why I believe Wes, if he were to become an architect, would be miserable. His innate desire to create these fantastic worlds, these magical connections, this aesthetic order, would be a battle to bring to fruition in this world. Being an architect is much more about the real world, about dealing with people, their needs, their wants, balancing them with what's allowed and what's not. Architecture, as much as people make it seem, is not completely an artistic profession, whereas storytelling and filmmaking is. Wes, I don't think, would be happy doing it.
Hi Barbie. Hi Barbie. Hi Barbie. Hi Barbie. Hi Barbie.
Wait, this video is about Wes Anderson. Why have we suddenly pivoted to the Barbie movie? Well, I'm trying a dramatic reveal here. Bear with me. The Barbie movie was a fantastic viewing experience. This movie did one thing beautifully, and that was depicting the world of Barbies. From the dollhouse with the slide, the breakfast that isn't real, the heels of Barbies that never touch the ground, the world of Barbie was designed to look fake. You immediately know that this world is not real.
Let me tell you about my boat.
This is a scene from Life Aquatic where we are introduced to the boat. Each space has been beautifully designed, all for different functions. This scene is beautiful. You are thrust into a brand new world, a world of wonder, a ship that would be envisaged by a child. But a ship like this could never exist in real life. I mean, the placement of everything is just haphazard. The kitchen is next to the library for some reason. Where is the dry store, the wet store? Why are kitchen areas even on higher floors? Anybody who's familiar with ship designs would know very easily that this needs to be really redesigned for more functional day-to-day working. Okay, don't come at me. I know it's a movie and the ship is specifically designed for that narrative. But that is exactly my point. The world of Wes Anderson, just like the world of Barbie, just like the worlds of Roald Dahl, are designed to be viewed. They are theme parks. They are not truly architecture. There is no user involved in each of these. They are designed for one thing and one thing alone, to be viewed and enjoyed. And this is precisely where filmmakers and architects really go their separate ways. Architecture is not installation. It's not art. I know a lot of architects treat it like that. But architecture is designed to facilitate. And the worlds of Wes, as beautiful and gorgeous as they may be, are not designed for function. At least not in the way our regular spaces are. I don't think this section needs much explaining. There's much more money he made as a director than he would as an architect, especially closer to the start of his career. So, yeah. Now, Wes Anderson himself wanted to be an architect once. No wonder he's so good at creating these beautiful and well-crafted spaces. He actually wanted to do this for a living. Now, one of the things about Wes Anderson's designs is that he thinks of everything. Whether it's the color palettes on the sets, or the typography in his films, or the clothing which always needs to be perfect, or even the props that are oh so amazing. He likes to keep the smallest details designed and crafted. Honestly, it is just like what they used to teach us in architecture school. Everything is there for a reason. Reading about how obsessive he is about the smallest details on set kind of reminds me of architects like Gaudi, who were just the master of details. Or Frank Lloyd Wright, who did not just design every last thing in a room, he also designed dresses for the women of the house to wear so that they could perfectly complement the space. So maybe the way Wes works is not so different from many architects, and maybe this keen eye for detail would have made him a great architect himself. But there is one final piece of this puzzle that we still have not talked about, and that is the story. The designs of Wes are not for the user. It's not governed by parameters of the real world. The only thing they truly serve is the story. Whether it is a pink hotel, a luxury train traveling through India, or a ship in the middle of the sea, all of these pieces of architecture are completely designed for the stories that come alive in them. As a filmmaker, your primary job is not to create designs, not to think of dresses, not to work on every single graphic. It is to tell a story. And Wes is wonderful at it. The Grand Budapest Hotel is not just a piece of beautifully shot scenes stuck together. It is a story of a man who admired his mentor and what he stood for. It is a story of adventure, yes, but it is a story about change, about holding on to a beautiful piece of your life, even if that part does not and cannot exist anymore. Similarly, the Darjeeling Limited is not about its namesake train. It is the story of three brothers who have a lot of trauma that they need to work through, and the adventure they embark on as all of those past wounds surface. The train is a vehicle to drive the story. An aesthetic and beautifully crafted vehicle, but at the end of the day, it's all about the story. The reason you connect so beautifully with the spaces in the films is that they are weaved into the narrative. And this is a true mark of a filmmaker, who are all inherently storytellers. Stories are what make great films, not just sets. And Wes Anderson is a great director because he has something to say, not just because he says it against a beautiful background. And that is why Wes Anderson would have been miserable as an architect. His art, first and foremost, is storytelling, and everything comes together around that. If he were an architect, he would always feel incomplete, like he's somehow not letting his creativity fully manifest. And that was it, you guys. That was my video on Wes Anderson and why he would be a miserable architect. By the way, what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. BlessedArch is all about architecture and design. I make documentaries on architects, interview designers from all over the world, and create some interesting think pieces like this one. So if you like this video, do check out the other videos on my channel and please do subscribe. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.